Hey guys, Sarah here. This is a little bit different. I am in my workout room, as you might be able to tell. Um, and I'm actually making this video as sort of an announcement, but also I'm not really sure. I know that most of you are here subscribed to me because of reptiles, because of snakes mostly. And I still have snakes, but this sort of announcement, I made it on my Snake Shot page a couple of weeks ago that I'm probably not going to be doing as much snake reading anymore because I have found a new passion, being working out and bettering myself. And not only that, I also have other things going on. I own a house now, and I'm doing a lot of big things with my life that unfortunately the snakes aren't really going to be fitting into as well. I'm not having kids. A lot of people they keep saying like, oh, well, are you getting rid of the snakes and all these big changes? Like, is this because of, are you pregnant? No, I'm not pregnant. I'm not about to have a baby. Um, but I'm looking for a change in my life. And I have found another passion, which has been working out, and not just working out, but also doing events with a lot of other people. One of the biggest things in my life here recently has been rucking, and a lot of you don't know what rucking is. I didn't know what it was until a month ago. But basically, it is you get a weighted backpack and you walk or you can run, or you can do a whole lot of other things. It's kind of like hiking, only you hike through cities or neighborhoods, and you can go through the woods too. But the whole point is you have your backpack and you put weights in it. Some people will just use rocks or sandbags or bricks, or you can buy more fancy weights. But none of that really matters. When I started, I had these in my pack, which were uncomfortable, but I have a little bit more sophisticated gear now. Regardless, it has been one of the most amazing exercises in my life. Anybody who is looking for a cardio exercise where you don't have to run or bike, this is an amazing cardio exercise. Basically, it's not really their slogan, but kind of. It's cardio for people who hate cardio. And that would be me. I absolutely hate running, and I don't hate biking, but I'm not a huge fan of that either. But rocking has been amazing. I don't remember how much I weighed the last time I made a video, but I've obviously lost some weight now. Don't you love these leggings? Aren't they amazing? They've got zebras on them. They were cheap. That's why I bought them. They were cheap. I needed new leggings. They're a little tacky. It's fine. But I've lost almost 15 pounds in the last month just from rucking. And I say just from rucking. I also work out with weights and stuff. But I was just gaining weights when I was working out, or gaining weight when I was working out with weights. Also gaining weights, obviously. I have many of them. I've been gaining them. But I was gaining muscle, and that's really great, but I wasn't losing any fat. And then I started rucking, and just like that, I lost 10 pounds, and then I've lost almost another 5 since then. And it's just become a real passion. And they also, it's not just the rucking. They have GoRuck.com has events, rucking events that you can sign up for, and you go. They're usually in major cities. It's all over the U.S., and I'm pretty sure that there's some in other countries too. I'm not 100% sure of that, but at least in the U.S., there's 100 different things that you can do. More than that, they have events going from here until the next like 3 or 4 years planned out. And these events include, but are not limited to, you pick a team, you and your team go, and you race against other teams for a certain amount of miles, like 5K, 10K, 12K. I don't think there's a 10K. There's a 5K. Maybe there's a 10K. I don't know. I haven't been to one of those, but they also have these team events, which are I think the most common, and they have tough, heavy, and light of those events. And the event that I went to was a light team event like that. And basically, you had your drill sergeant, which is called a cadre, and he tells you what to do, he or she. We had two guys, but he tells you what to do, and you just do it. So it's however many push-ups he tells you to do, that's what you do. And you run down this hill, and you get a stick, and then you run down the hill, and you put it back again, and then just whatever he tells you to do. You'll carry giant logs into the water, or you'll carry sandbag weights for a mile, or whatever. You do whatever he tells you to do. And I know that a lot of people are really intimidated by that idea. I was too, but I have a really supportive friend who's the one who introduced me to all this, and he went with me, and we just had a blast. We had a great time. And it was just an experience that changed my life. It just changed my life forever. And not only because it showed me that I can do so much more than I ever thought that I could do, but also because of the just team mindset, the family mindset of everybody in this culture, where they want everyone to succeed. And I was the one who fell behind in a lot of the stuff that we did because I had not prepared for it. I had not trained for it. I mean, I sort of trained for it. I gave myself 3 whole weeks to train for it. Anybody who does this, if you're doing it for the first time, please give yourself more than 3 weeks. Because I had no idea what I was in for. I just got a backpack and started rucking around my neighborhood thinking that we would just be walking for like 4 miles. But it was so much more than that. And anyone can do it. Anyone can do a Go Ruck event. Anyone can do a light event. There were people there between the ages of like 20, maybe 18, all the way up into their 50s. And our cadre, I think he's a grandpa. Our cadre shredder, high cadre shredder, he's a grandpa, and he's like on it, and he was so good for all of us and so motivating. Um, he kicks your butt when you need your butt kicked, but then he's also a really nice guy when you really just like need support too. And enough of him, but just the whole event in general. It doesn't matter what cadre you get. It's going to be an amazing experience that'll change your life. And you really see the kindness of other people in a way that you really, I don't want to say that you're taught is gone from the world, but I think a lot of people have given up on finding good people and kindness and support in the world. They just think it's not there anymore. They think it's chivalry is dead. But even though I was the one who fell behind in a lot of the things that we did, everyone was there to help me. I had people who offered to carry my pack, and for a little while after I twisted my knee, someone carried my pack for me. And because I had hurt myself, there was a few times that they said, "Hey, we need a couple people to sit out on this event because we have too many people. So why don't you sit out just for this exercise or whatever." Um, and everybody was just so mindful. And by the end of it all, everyone knew my name. And I am embarrassed to say that I don't remember everyone's name, but I do remember a lot of people that I met there. And it's just something that I want to keep doing. And because you see the goodness in people finally. Now these events are very like military type events. You do a lot of military exercises, and that's sort of what it's. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say that's what it's based on. That's kind of what it's based on, I guess. Um, and I think that one of the biggest reasons was to sort of have civilians that knew how to react in emergency situations. I mentioned that they had other events as well. So on top of the racing events and the team events, they also I think they have like medical. They teach like basic medical skills. I think they also have ones where they teach you how to shoot. They also have scavenger hunts, which I think is where you just go around to different bars in town and drink. I've never been on any of those. The only one I've been on is a team event, but I want to try one of each at some point. So all that is leading up to the reason that I'm making this video. And I know that it took how long? 8 minutes, almost 9 for me to get there. But I am starting heavy drop training. And heavy drop training it originally started to train people for the rucking events, which is what I really needed before I went on my event. But here we are. I went on my event first, realized that I probably should have gone through this training course first. And then a friend of mine, the same friend who went down there with me originally and got me into all this, said, "Hey, you should do heavy drop training because it'll actually train you for the next event." So started heavy drop training, and it's not brutal yet, but I've heard that it is one of the most brutal things that you can do. It's a 6-week training course where they send you different workouts that you need to do on different days, and you do these workouts, and you have a battle buddy that keeps track of your workouts for you. You get a hold of them. It's the honor system. So you tell them, yes, I did this exercise today. this is the weight that I used and this is how many reps I was able to do or whatever. And then they log your hours for you and you log their hours for them. And so it really helps keep you motivated to continue to do the workouts when you have someone to hold you accountable. I have not actually started heavy drop yet. It starts the day after tomorrow. Today is Saturday, the 21st of September, 2019. So I had to look at my laptop because I had forgotten what day it was. I already did the pre-training workouts, and I didn't do as well as I had hoped at them, but it isn't about being better than other people. It's about bettering yourself. And I guess I say I didn't do as good as I'd hoped. In some ways, I did a lot better. You have to, like, a third of this is like rucking, which is my passion, obviously. I mentioned that already. And I was able to cut 3.5 minutes or so off of my rucking time, 3.5 minutes a mile. I was at like 21 minutes and some change, and I got it down to 17. So I guess that's almost 4 minutes a mile that I cut off, but that was really good. And I actually ran a mile for the first time ever in my life. We did probably run a mile during my rucking event. I imagine that we did. I'm sure that we ran at least a mile, but I mean a mile straight. I'm not sure if we did or not. Because we did a lot of like going through the woods and going through paths and up and down hills and places that you really couldn't run also. Like you really can't run through the woods if there's no path, you know. So I'm sure that there were times that we didn't run, but I'm sure that we did run a mile, but this was the first time that I like tracked it and actually ran a mile, and it took longer than it takes most people, but it was the first time I'd ever done it, and the fact that I did it at all, I'm really proud of myself. A lot of people I know can't run a mile. I grew up in a family that no one in my family can run a mile. Like the only person who could ever run a mile in my family was my grandma, maybe my grandpa, and they've both since passed away. So I'm just like, well, you know, I kind of grew up in this family where we didn't really value health that much. We didn't really value working out. We didn't really value any of that stuff. And I don't think it was a malicious thing. It was just sort of we're not focusing on that thing. And now that I'm an adult and I'm out on my own, I want to focus on that. I want to do that. I want to be better. And I I got all these shirts too, which I think are hilarious. Girls just want to have guns, and you can see all my kettlebells in the back. Anyway, that's kind of random, but I'm finally at this spot where I do want to focus on those things. I didn't do as well in the push-ups as I needed to do, but that's because I hurt my knee, and for some reason, like my knee hurts when I'm running, but I can still run. But when I'm in that push-up position, it keeping my legs straight and being up on my toes really hurts. Um, I don't know. Hopefully that'll get better. I'm gonna go get it looked at on Monday to see if there's anything that can be done. Hopefully it's nothing serious. And of course, there were sit ups. You had to do 2 minutes of sit ups, 2 minutes of sit ups, 2 minutes of push ups, and 5 minutes of burpees. For those of you who don't know what a burpee is, it's sort of like a push up and a jumping jack, kind of. You get down and you do a push up, like you get all the way down on the ground, you do a push up, and then you sort of like put your legs up, like you jump your legs up under you and then you jump up and then you like clap your hands above your head and then you do it again. And that by itself, you could just do burpees as a workout, and that like burpees by themselves can just be a workout. I'm not a huge fan of burpees, but you know, that's how you get better. And burpees themselves are both like cardio and muscle building. So I think it's important to do them. Um, just the fact that I could do 5 minutes of burpees was impressive to me. And just the fact that I could do 2 minutes of sit ups was impressive to me. I could not, unfortunately, do 2 straight minutes of push ups, but I could do like 1 minute and do like just like burst of energy 1 minute. And so I'm going to work up to that. Technically, I did do that many push ups in 1 minute. And I guess I could just tell you guys what my numbers were. Hold on, I grabbed my phone. Even though, like, keep in mind, this is the first time I'm ever doing anything like this. So, um, encouragement would be nice and not like, oh my God, like, I could do so many more of those. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most people could do so many more of those. But I just need you to, like, chill out and just again, keep in mind, I came from a family where we didn't do any of this ever. And I really just started doing this a month ago. So, and I mean, I've been lifting weights and working out and stuff for a little over a year, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm good at a lot of this stuff yet. Most of what I've been doing is weightlifting and not body weight stuff. So the body weight stuff is actually pretty difficult for me right now. So here are the numbers. My 2 minutes of sit-ups, I was able to do 28 repetitions. My 2 minutes of push-ups, which actually ended up being like 1 minute, was 16 repetitions. I'm really, really hoping that as long as my knee gets better, I can actually do the whole 2 minutes here pretty soon. I just didn't want to strain my knee or hurt my knee any more than it was already hurt. So I didn't push it with that until I go to the doctor to find out if there's actually something torn or something that I could severely damage by doing these workouts. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't actually damaging anything. Um, my 1 mile ruck with 20 pounds was 17 minutes, 8 seconds. My burpees for 5 minutes was 35, which a lot of people were getting up into like, some people are getting up into like the 90s and hundreds on these burpees in 5 minutes. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Keep in mind, these are people who have been doing it for years and like they're in shape. I'm in shape. It's just the shape happens to be blob right now, but I'm getting there. I've lost some weight, so I feel a little bit better about that. And my 1 mile run, it's a slick run, which basically means you just run. You run, you don't have any weight, because you can run while you're rucking, but they didn't want you to run with any weight. Then my run was 13 minutes 46 seconds, which again with my hurt knee, I didn't want to push it. I probably could have pushed it further if I wasn't in pain so much, but I didn't want to hurt anything. So I'm hoping that as long as my knee gets better, and I mean, I'm obviously, again, I'm not in the greatest shape, but the point of this whole thing is to get in shape. And so as I get in shape and hopefully as my knee heals, these numbers will get a lot better. And even if they don't, as long as I get through the program, I'm going to be proud of myself, and that's what matters. And I think that's what a lot of people need to understand about working out in general and bettering themselves in general, is that it doesn't matter what other people think of you. It does not matter at all. Like if they're proud of you, then good for them, and good for you for surrounding yourself with people who are encouraging to you. But all that really matters is that you're proud of yourself. If you can wake up and do the best you can, and then you go to bed knowing that you did the best you could, even if you do have an injury, say you hurt your wrist and you couldn't do as many curls as you wanted to, or as many deadlifts or whatever. But instead you got on your bike and you rode for 2 or 3 miles, or even half a mile, or even if it's not even mileage, even if you have a stationary bike and you're on it for 15 minutes. As long as you did the best that you could, just be proud of yourself. That's all that matters. And just keep in mind, like, I'm rooting for you, and there are people out there who are 100% going to root for you. You just have to find the right people. And that's kind of been another reason that I wanted to go on this journey, is because I wanted to surround myself with more people that had the same ideals, like, and the same, like, just loving, encouraging spirit that I am and that I need. And those people are most definitely out there. They're hard to find sometimes. I feel like if you go to the gym, you're really not going to find those people. Maybe you will, and probably a lot of the same people that I know do go to the gym. So I'm not saying that they are definitely not at the gym, but most of the time I see people at the gym and they're just very isolated. No one talks really to each other, and they all just sort of do their own thing and then they leave. And um, thing about these events is, you get a battle buddy. You get someone who is there and you communicate with them daily, and you're both encouraging each other all the time. And going on these wrecking events, especially the team events, everybody knows everybody's name, and everybody just wants everybody to succeed. And even if you came in last, or even if you struggled through the entire team event, everybody just is there for you, and they congratulate you when you get to the end, no matter where you're at in your fitness or anything. I mean, me, I was probably one of the shortest people who were there, and so there's a lot of things that I could do them, but it was more difficult for me because I'm short. Like, we had to carry these logs over our heads, and it was hard for me to actually like do anything with the log because everybody else could carry it on their shoulders, but I was actually using my arm strength, which is it's a little more difficult. But it's something that I did. And if I couldn't 100% carry my weight, they didn't, it's not that they didn't care, but they still knew that I was doing the best that I could. And when people know that you're doing the best that you can, they are 100% encouraging. And even if you're not doing the best you can, they encourage you to do the best you can. So I highly recommend it anywhere that you are, especially if you're in the US. I'm not 100% sure, like I said, if this is out of the US. Look into GoRuck.com. This is not sponsored at all. Like, I don't make money off of YouTube ever, but I just know the things that have changed my life 100% for the better. And if I hadn't done that event, I don't know where I'd be. I know it was only like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, but it had changed my life forever. It changed the course of my life in the most positive way possible. Um, and so the reason I guess I'm making this video is to just sort of let you guys know, first of all, where I am with the snakes, which is I'm still going to be breeding, but probably not as much. I'm narrowed it down to like 3 projects. And even those projects might be cut down quite a lot. I'm not going to go over the details of that now. I also wanted to obviously talk about GoRuck.com and rucking in general. Um, I highly recommend rucking as an exercise. Just get a backpack that fits you pretty well. Um, get a weight for it. Even like these actually really did work well for me. These ones here are 15 pounds and these are 10 pounds. I was carrying the two 15 pounds around my neighborhood for a while in the pack. But a lot of people will start with just one 10-pound weight, which really doesn't weigh that much. And I know people who ruck with their kids and they'll put like a 5-pound dumbbell or something in their kid's backpack and they'll go rucking with their kids. And you can ruck anywhere. You can go to the park and you can walk around and ruck. I like to go mushroom hunting, but I'll take my rucksack with me while I'm mushroom hunting. Sometimes I'll just walk around my neighborhood if I want some fresh air and go rucking. And the thing about rucking is, as far as time goes, you burn the same amount of calories as you do while you're running, but you do it for a longer period of time, so you burn twice as many calories. So for me, like, let's just say it takes you 10 minutes to run a mile, but it takes you 20 minutes to ruck that mile. Um, because you take twice as long to do the same distance, you're burning the same amount of calories per time. You burn twice as many calories while you're rucking as you do when you're running. So if you only run 1 mile, you're burning that many calories for 10 minutes. But if you ruck the mile, you're burning that many calories for 20 minutes, for 2 minutes times 2. So you burn twice as many calories with rucking. So highly recommend rucking. That's something that's changed my life. And definitely, if you're looking for a really great community and you're looking for events to go to, people to meet, you can definitely find a rucking event that's for you. I would go with a short star course or probably a light course if you're just starting. Um, the star courses are the races where you have your team and you race against other teams. And or the scavenger hunts might be fun. I've never actually done one. I kind of wanted to. You just go around to different places and you drink. I think that's what happens. Most people talk about how drunk they get after it's all over. Um, and heavy drop training is the training that I'm starting now. That's the last thing I want to talk about. I am going to be making other videos, update videos each week for my heavy drop training, to sort of, I don't know, I just wanted to log the whole thing. I was originally going to put all of them into one video, but this video ended up being like 23 minutes long already. So I'll probably just post this one, and then the rest of them after this will probably also be individuals. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but um, I just wanted to kind of make a log of my journey through heavy drop training, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping 1 to gain muscle, 2 to lose weight, 3 to gain confidence. And I'm also hopefully going to be starting jujitsu soon. I was doing some defense. It's like a self-defense, a women's program. I think it's called Women Empowered through Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. But my partner, she got pregnant, and so she didn't want to be doing that while she was pregnant. And I thought, well, I've enjoyed this a lot, and so I wouldn't mind learning more. One thing at a time, though. Doing heavy drop training right now. We'll see how difficult it is, and somewhere in the midst of all this, I might also start jujitsu. We'll see. All right, so I told you my numbers. My current weight is pretty close to 185 pounds. I don't know if you can tell. A lot of people say that there's no way in hell that I weigh that much, but I do. So it's easy to burn calories. If you weigh a lot, you burn calories, you burn more calories just by moving than people who are skinny. So that should be great encouragement for people who are a little bit larger. It's easier for you to burn calories than it is for smaller people. So, you can do the same exercise as a smaller person and you can burn like 5 times more calories than them. And that is a plus. That's one thing that got me started on my weight loss journey was a guy I was dating said, you burn more calories than me just by moving. I was like, well, then I guess I need to be moving more. And that may have sounded like kind of a dick thing for him to say, but for for me, it was motivation, and that's kind of how I work. People are mean to me, and it motivates me to be better. But most people don't work that way, and I understand that. And so I'm here to encourage you. If you are wanting to gain muscle, or if you're wanting to lose fat, or if you just want to do more in general in your life, highly recommend rucking. Highly recommend just doing a small workout each day. Even if you just get one of these little 5 pound dumbbells, or two of them. Two of them are fine. Also, they're usually it's. I like to work with two dumbbells at a time because two arms. But you know, 5 minutes a day is great amount to work out if you've never worked out before. Anybody can work out for 5 minutes a day, and it doesn't have to be the most difficult workout you've ever done in your life. Um, and then you can move up to 10 minutes a day, and then maybe 15, and then maybe a half an hour at some point. I'm currently working out about an hour a day, and it's been great. Um, I try to get to 5 hours a week, and it's usually good. Most people work out for 3 hours a week. So if you can make it up to 3 hours a week, even if you only work out for 1 hour a week, anything that you do is good. I don't like saying anything is better than nothing, even though that's true. It's much better to look at it as anything that you do is good. So if you decided to put ankle weights on when you mowed the grass, assuming you have a push mower, that's good. That's that many more calories that you burned. If you eat, and just the fact, if you have a smaller yard like I do and you go to push mowing instead of a riding lawnmower, that's good. You got more exercise in. And you can do that all around the house too. And anything that you do is good. And you don't have to have special equipment to work out. You can start out with just doing 5 squats. Just do 5 squats a day, and anything is good. Anything that you do is good. Okay, I'm at 27 minutes. If you've watched this long, I apologize. I am long-winded, as most of you who have ever watched my videos probably know. None of them are short. I will keep you all updated on my heavy drop training and my numbers, and we'll see how things go. Thanks for watching.